Why do people hate the Loud House? If you try scrolling through the internet trying to find a regular video on this show, you are bombarded with negativity. Is any of this warranted? Why do people hate the Loud House? After all, isn't this supposed to be a kid's cartoon? Is Lincoln Loud's face really that punchable? What would cause such an uproar and nasty taste in people's mouths? Is any of this even real? Or is it just a bandwagon? Today, we'll try to figure out the answer to that question. Now, right off the bat, it should become clear to you that whenever something gets popular, it gets hated instantly and unnecessarily. Like, I'm not even just talking about the Loud House, I mean in general. Hypothetically speaking, if someone made the perfect cartoon or show, you would still find people trying to find a way to hate on it. Take me for example. The other day I made a YouTube video reviewing an episode of The Loud House for my fans. And some people left comments on the video saying, "Oh my god, thank you, finally, not a hate video." And I was like, dang, is the internet so bad that it's just clustered with hate videos for The Loud House? People were so shocked at my video of me simply reviewing it without adding any drama that it literally was a breath of fresh air. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Now, don't get me wrong, there are problems with the Loud House and their fandom, but every show has problems. Now, a little backstory about this cartoon is that it first aired on Nickelodeon in 2016. And around this time, we basically had mega empires such as SpongeBob, the golden gooses of Nickelodeon. So the fact that a new show could come out of nowhere and rival them would butt some heads. So you're probably asking me at this point, what is the Loud House about? Well, it's a show about a guy named Lincoln Loud. He goes on adventures. I'm just gonna put a full stop there. He's a boy, he has a lot of sisters, he goes on adventures, that's it. But I do have to ask the question as to why so many YouTubers got mad at some of the episodes. No Such Luck was insanely ridiculous. Like, it was ridiculous, I get it. But why are there some people literally cussing out this show? Take, for instance, a YouTuber called Mr. Enter.
These grown adults, one of which went to f***ing medical school, gets super nervous that their son is unlucky to the point of locking him out of their f***ing house. I get that it's supposed to be over the top and funny, but it's just not funny. It's sad and cruel because the parents are f***ing morons.
Okay, so the way this guy is screaming and cussing out this show is insane, which boils into the argument and question that I have in my title. Why does everyone hate the Loud House? What's going on here? What am I missing? This is hate to another level. This isn't even a normal review. People are getting livid over these episodes. Like, my goodness, guys. I get it. No Such Luck from the Loud House was poorly executed. It made these characters look like maniacs and psychopaths. But should we really be cussing out the episode and franchise when we know that younger people are watching? Now look, if you want to express yourself as a YouTuber by cussing, cool. There's no problem with that. But going as far as to call Lincoln's parents morons is pretty far of a stretch, don't you think, sir? You even admitted that Lincoln's parents went to medical school and that they're pretty intelligent. So immediately following that up with "they're all effing morons" is baffling. Now, are they saints? No, not really. And in some cases, even I would say, hey, these guys suck. Their parenting style sucks. But just foaming at the mouth is just kind of wild, dude. Relax. Moving away from that, I think some of the hate that the Loud House receives doesn't have to do with the plots necessarily. I think it also has to do with things outside of the show. Which is ironic because the hate for the cartoon has nothing to do with the actual cartoon. But what am I talking about? I'm talking about controversies, man. The creator of the Loud House literally got fired early on. You may be saying, how is that even possible? Well, let's just say he got reported by a lot of the ladies on the show and they gave him that pink slip. So immediately at this point, the show's reputation started taking a nosedive. People were scared of the articles being written and the show was in limbo. But this didn't tank the Loud House as much as you might think. It just kind of put a big dent in it. Forever. But boy, was this fuel for the critics. So another reason that people hate the Loud House is the simple fact that there was a lot of questionable things being drawn of the characters. But I'm just keeping it at this level because that's how wild it actually was. So obviously teenagers and college students were looking at the fandom of the Loud House as weirdos. But moving on from that, another reason the show got hate was probably the implementation of the LGBT community. As far as I'm concerned, the Loud House kind of broke a barrier by introducing clearly gay characters like Clyde's two dads. And if you don't know, Clyde is the best friend of Lincoln. So it ain't like a background character, everyone knew what was going on. which would have never happened in the 90s in a cartoon. People didn't really dare to touch that stuff. I think it was taboo at that time. Also, one of the main character's sisters is not straight. I'm talking about you, Luna. So this does beg the question as to was this the reason for some of the backlash deep down? Now, I don't have any evidence of anyone personally hating on this show for this reason, but deep down, we know we live in a world where parents might have some opinions that are strong, that would influence their behavior and opinion on the Loud House. So I can see how that could bleed into the overall hate for the show. Guys, the Loud House is so hated that I could not find a positive thing said about the movie that came out. Like, I swear to you, I was one of the only YouTubers who had something positive to say about the movie when I reviewed it like a normal person. But the internet was flooded with hate. Everyone despised it. It quadrupled their views, which kind of made me realize that hating on the Loud House was kind of a trend. Like, sometimes people don't even really dislike the show to the level that they want you to believe. They just kind of want to rack in on that shock value and participate to get on that bandwagon. In fact, it seems like these guys are going in with a sour attitude before even watching the films. Take a look at this reviewer.
Going in, my expectations were set pretty low. I'd heard a lot of mixed things about the Loud House show over the years.
Ellis Mark literally says his expectations were set pretty low. Now pause. Could you imagine for a second that you are a teacher and one of your students brought you a project that they have been working on for a while? And your attitude before he walks in the door, before he walks in the classroom is, my expectations for this dude is low. My expectations for his project is just low. You guys see how that's not really fair? Look, I'll be the first one to accept criticism. I get it. If you don't like the songs, the movie, the show, whatever, that's fair. But give it a chance. You can't go in with a negative attitude talking about, oh, I don't believe in this. It's gonna be bad. Now let me watch the episode. Of course it's gonna be bad to you. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And again, I get it. The Loud House movie had nothing to do with the Loud House at all. It's kind of bad because they added in all this magic, dragons, and I don't know. You gotta remember the Loud House did not start off as a show that was about nonsense. But you know what? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Do I have an answer as to why the Loud House is so hated? Well, I just listed you a plethora of reasons as to what kind of added salt and vinegar to the fire. That's probably not a phrase, but I don't know.
Lincoln's friend Ronnie Ann got her own spin-off show, which is also pretty bad.
Take a look at this reviewer, Just Stop. As he's reviewing the movie for the Loud House, he goes on a tangent to say that the spin-off of Casagrandes is also bad. Like, when people review this cartoon, it's not even a review, it's just straight up cussing and ranting. In fact, it seems like these guys are going in with a sour attitude before even watching the films. Anyways, let me know what you think is the reason that people don't like the Loud House. I am genuinely curious. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe.